Grand Rising. It's your sister from another Mr. Lovely Fly Shy back with another video. Listen, this is a message and a call for action for all of the chosen vessels of God, the divine light, source of all things, those of whom have accepted the call and who have found themselves in alignment with their divine assignment. You all may realize that gangstalking is at large. And I just kind of want to share based off of what my experiences with this has looked like. I guess to kind of ease some of your worries, confirm some of your suspicions. I still find it difficult to talk about this topic, because I wouldn't say it's scary, because once you know who is inside of you, the God you serve, and once you know, you have that relationship with your spiritual team, there's really nothing that you should fear. But, one would have to realize and think to themselves, whoa, every day I am at risk of being watched, being spied on. And before, family, I was very reluctant to ever sharing these experiences with you all. But it wasn't until, I was able to put a name to this, okay? I was able to put a name to this chaos, to this. It certainly wasn't coincidence at all. It wasn't a coincidence, okay? So, I would like to share with you all hold on, let me plug in my lamp. And as you all can see, this is going to be an audio only video. So if you're interested in staying down until the ending of this video, please be my guest. It will be greatly appreciated, especially for all of you who are experiencing this. It does get better. All it really does is makes you stronger, but it's important to practice and pray for that discernment, okay, and follow your gut feelings, follow your first mind and what have you. All right, so again, I have taken some notes. Let me just get those. Alrighty, so the title of this video, Gangstalking 101, What to Expect. All right, so this is to all the targeted individuals and all of the chosen ones. Okay, so you can experience being circled, whether by someone in a car or someone on foot. I say that because the most odd experience happened to me. Well, I wouldn't even say happened to me, as if it was just that one time. This is a constant, ongoing thing that I deal with, And, the normal folk, those, NPCs that we speak of, those empty seaters, they would hear this and think, oh, this person must be insane. They got to be placed in a mental hospital or something. They got to be out of their minds, as if this is not real, when it is realer than ever. But back to the point. So I'm walking down the street. Here's another form of gangstalking. Every time I get on this fucking phone to make a video, it's some type of, as you all can see, it's some type of disturbance, it's some type of sound, noise in the background. It never fails to exist. I bet you by the end of this video, we're going to hear some sirens next. But back to the point. So I'm walking down the street and I'm standing, on the corner, crossing the street or whatever. I was going to do my normal run to get my little personals and such. And I seen this man. It was this homeless guy. And he did a circle, right? But he went the opposite direction of what I was going. And so I passed him, but he, like I said, he had turned and went the opposite direction. So I passed him, we locked eyes, and it wasn't a long locked, but it was just, I glanced at him, he glanced at me, and I just kept pushing. Well, as soon as I hit the corner, I do my little loop, or whatever, and I get around the corner to the next stoplight to cross the street to eventually come back into my apartment complex. And I see this man again. It was like he had damn near appeared out of nowhere. Like I had looked up, I looked down and then I looked up again, and there he was. And I was just like, okay, mind you, I wasn't high, I wasn't drunk, I was none of that. I was in my right mind, my sound mind. I feel like that is a big disclaimer that we will always have to explain and show and prove to people, because you must be drunk, you must be out of your mind to have experienced things like this. But we shall proceed. Let's continue. So I was like, what the fuck? Excuse my language. I'm not going to try, but I'm going to put a high amount of effort into not cussing as often, because I am trying to get better at it. But yeah, so I'm, walking, and I start walking in the alley, and so does he. And I was just like, wasn't that something? It was so weird. So then something else you guys can experience. Street theater. Suddenly conversations or thoughts, that have not been spoken out of your mouth, or you have not shared these things with anyone. There will be people that will appear, whether you're in a grocery store, whether you're walking down the street, wherever you're at, and will engage in this street theater activity. It's like, say for example, you're in your house, right? And you're like, oh, crap, I need to go and get some milk from the store. And then you go outside, and then you hear someone say, oh, I need to go and get some milk from the store. It's like, that's not a coincidence, you all. These are actual programs. These are actual systems. But it really takes a strong mind, an awakened, evolved mind, to really be able to see through this matrix. I wrote a little, I wouldn't say a little rap, but I did write some lyrics, and I said, I would like to share this with you guys really quick. But I was like, I said, fuck it, I'm going to come out and say it. I am the glitch in the matrix. Period. So that is what explains why one could experience this gangstalking. But back to the point. So that was point 2. All right, so I'm going to tell you all about another experience. So this happened about 2.5 weeks ago. And I had ran to the store, and I was coming back into my back gate. I'm starting to unlock the back gate until I seen this girl. It was like a stud. It was like, a lesbian female dressed, as a stud. And immediately, like as soon as she was like, she just looked at me, and she's just like, hey, who are you? You look good. And I was just like, I was kind of taken aback. And just as soon as I got a whiff of her energy, I was just like, whoa, yeah, like, I don't know. It was just something immediately, like, my spirit was on me, like, and I'm sure on her too, to keep her distance and not to, get closer, because like I said, we have a divine circle of protection around us at all times. But she was just like, who are you? You look good. And her energy was just like, it was like she was damn near forcing herself onto me in a way. And, she had asked me for my number and things of that nature. Now, admittedly, I did give her a fake number. I didn't give her my real number. And that was that. She was like, oh, well, do you want to smoke weed? Blah, blah, blah. She just kept, like love bombing me. You'll notice people will come up to you trying to like love bomb you. They'll start, expressing just high adoration and love at first sight kind of emotions for you upon first seeing you. It's because they're trying to attach themselves to you. Okay, they're onto you. They are, they want to move in. Okay, and Spirit is saying you have to defeat the opposition by knowing and sensing who and what is what when it is. Okay, now y'all gonna have to make sense of that. But yeah, so she just just was like, just the constant compliments. Like, okay, I understand. Like, okay, there's nothing wrong with accepting compliments, taking compliments, but it's when a person just goes overboard with it to the point where like, okay, now you're up to something, like now you're killing it. All right. So that was that. And then, so you can notice if you're out in public, folks would be trying to like, just would literally be staring you down, when you're not giving any eyesight at all. And I'm not saying you have to be a sprick. I said a sprick, a prick. All I'm saying is, hell, we are not in the times right now to be looking people in the eyes because, again, as I've said before, you don't know what is behind those eyes. You don't know what people are thinking about when they see you, especially if your spirit is feeling a certain way around these people. It'd be different if you were around people with the same like-minded spirit, high vibe, high frequency, and high energy like you. That's different. That's a different thing. But when it's like around randoms, or even if it's people if you know their spirit is low, their energy, or they don't even possess a spirit or a soul, that's how low and dark they are, then stay away from them. Okay? But, yeah, they'll be just staring you down. And it's like you can sense them getting pissed off because you won't look at them. They'll get so pissed off. I've spoken about this in one of my prior videos on this topic, where one of my neighbors across the way, every time I come outside, here he comes, like out of nowhere. And he'll stand on the railing and I'll be locking my door and stuff. I'm focused on locking my door. Of course, I'm not going to look around at anyone, and I'm trying to lock my door. But yeah, like he'll just be staring me down, and then he'll just get a pissy ass little attitude because I don't look at him. Right? So that's another thing you all can notice. But I forgot to mention this point. So also, back to the point of the stud who came up to me, love bombing me, the excessive compliments, trying to force themselves onto you. Well, I also wanted to add that I have been seeing this person. I think I have ran into her since this occurred at least 8 to 10 times already. It's like the other day I had an errand to run. I'm headed to my errand. There she go. Okay. Then today, I'm coming back from the store. There she go. And then the other day, I had somewhere else to go. Here she is playing loud ass music. That's another thing they'll do. Like in public, like they'll just try to play loud music, just try to be obnoxious, do anything to get on your nerves and to get a negative response or reaction out of you. You will notice that you see the same cars all the time, whether make and model. You see the same people all the time. So like it wasn't a coincidence at all because I already know what's up. But, what did I say, you guys? Didn't I say before the end of the video we were going to hear sirens? I can't make this shit up. And I used to think, I live, my neighborhood ain't all that. My neighborhood ain't all that. But why every time I'm on here talking about God, I'm on here talking about gangstalking. Oh, they really going off now. See how loud it's getting? They really don't want me to get this message out. And like I said before, I already know that people are going to watch this and think, this person must be crazy or things of that nature. But I don't care because I know that I'm not crazy. I know who I am. I know who and what it is that is after me because they know who I am. Like not only myself, but a lot of you, just like me, excuse me. Now, see, get out my voice, devil, get out my voice. I rebuke you. Excuse me, you guys. See? And I can't make this up. But, damn, I just lost my train of thought. All right, I'm going to get it back. Like, I see? Another form of it, you guys. But you have to be stronger than it, okay? Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. See, they seen the light in us since birth. A lot of us, we've been targets since birth, literally. We were getting watched at school. And now that I'm starting to look back, I'm like, damn, all them random people that was coming to my school talking to me, and I'm not talking about like child protective services or anything. just asking me questions. Like, I remember this one guy wanted me to write something. I was like in the 5th grade, and he wanted me to write an article. He claimed that he worked for it was some team that Allen Iverson played on, and he wanted me to write a newspaper article. And he would come up to my school, and it was just really weird. And as I'm, having flashbacks of this, I'm like, yes. See, they know who we are when we aren't even fully aware of who we are, when we are basically in a cocoon, when we are not fully evolved yet, they know who we are. And then the kicker is when these attacks amp up, is when we begin to get closer to God. When we begin to do a new thing in our lives and allow a new thing to take precedence over our lives. Okay, which is restoring that peace, that balance, right? And attaining that knowledge and wisdom, that true knowledge and wisdom that lies within us. Once we tap into that, once we no longer, I never conformed, but once you decide that, you know what, I'm not going to conform to these lies. I'm not going to, conform to the propaganda. I'm not going to conform to what society expects out of me, the beauty, expectations, economic expectations. I'm not living by that. I'm living by what God ordained for my life. So yeah, like once you guys get to that point, that's when it starts getting critical in the spiritual. Okay. And that's when you will be able, like, okay, let me take my time because talking about this, like I can't even breathe. I need to stop talking so damn fast. Okay. As I was saying, it does get critical in the spiritual, okay? And you will see what's going on in the spiritual begin to manifest in real life, okay? Now, I'm going to share with you all another experience that you can be aware of and just, use your discernment with, but near-death experiences. I have not talked about my near-death experiences actually on this channel, but I've had many. Yeah, I've had many. That's crazy. That's crazy that I have the ability to say yes. I've beat death. I've looked death in the face on multiple occasions, and I came out the winner. I came out the survivor. Okay, I still lived. All right, but that is one thing you all can notice. Like, it's crazy, but let me tell you guys something. Yesterday, I almost got hit by a car. It was a white Audi SUV, and there was this, white lady driving it. Not that that matters, but you all should know by now I'm very descriptive, so when I'm telling my stories, I got to describe it all. But I'm crossing the street, and I had the right of way, and then as soon as the light goes green, as soon as I get into the middle of the fucking street and there's hella oncoming traffic, because, it was a lot of traffic, and the light changes. And this car, this SUV, the cars that were seeing me coming, they had the decency and, and respect enough within themselves to see me coming and, crossing the street, and they waited and they stopped. Even though they had the green light, but shit, the light had changed in a split second. As soon as I was damn there in the middle of the street, then the light changes. So I'm like, damn, that's not okay. Because, at least give me the time to cross the street. Okay? But I looked both ways twice, and I didn't see her at first. The next time I came, she was at least I want to say maybe 10 feet from hitting me, and I'm not going to lie, you guys, I had froze, that's a real thing. Every time that I've had a near-death experience, I froze, but I managed to come to, and, the Most High, my spiritual team, they're always there to ensure that I, come out of the situation unscathed, though I was very, very, shaken up. I was very shaken up about it. I was almost moved to tears when I got home. Because I was just it's in that split second. It's in that moment where, I'm not saying that I was taking anything for granted, taking life for granted, but it's in those little split seconds where boom, you were here 1 second and then you're gone the next, right? So that put me in a different perspective, which is why, that was another reason why I decided to do this video via voiceover, because I didn't feel like, I'm gonna be honest, I just did not feel like getting ready today, doing my hair. Like, I'm entitled to having those days, okay? But that's beside the point. All right, let me see if I missed any other major points, okay? If you haven't already, though, please go ahead and hit that like button, okay? We have 974 of you from when I last checked. I know it's been fluctuating these past couple of days, which is fine, because I know that my true soul tribe and those who truly resonate with the content, who truly have love, respect, and care for me and what it is that I do, the effort that I bring, and the energy that I put into my content and my transparency and my authenticity, and, just having the courage to come forth with this information, because a lot of people, wouldn't, because they'd feel ashamed. But you know what? I don't feel ashamed. Instead, I feel fucking empowered. Yes, I'm a targeted individual. Yes, I'm an empowered individual. But guess what? I'm also an individual who has beat death on multiple occasions. I'm also an individual that can't be stopped. Yes, I'm also an individual that cannot and will not conform or surrender to this bullshit ass matrix. Yeah, that's why I'm under attack. But I fear thy not. I fear thy not. I worry thy not. I doubt thy not. I trust in thyself and in the Most High God. Okay? All right, so yeah, and back to the whole police and sirens thing. Everywhere I go, there's always a heavy police presence. Now, I did say, I touched on it briefly, but I said that I was attesting the sirens. I was like, oh, it's because I live in the ghetto, Yeah, you always won't hear the sirens in the ghetto. But then what explains when I'm in the, the luxurious parts, if you will, the suburban areas, I guess. There's still always, no matter where I go, there's a heavy police presence everywhere I go. Another thing that you can notice, chosen ones, is like, you'll go somewhere and it'll probably be like one or two people wherever you're at. Okay. Then suddenly, and out of nowhere, the place is getting stormed with folks. It's like I said, I cannot make this up. Those of you who are going through this, have gone through this, it is an everyday battle, because for a while there, it was making me feel like I was just chained to and confined to this apartment. I didn't want to leave. I wasn't fearful, but I was just like, I almost want to say I was like, I didn't want the confrontation, right? Like I'm very unconfrontational, but sometimes God be warning and telling us and guiding us. You got to confront the devil, okay? You can't be lukewarm with the devil. You can't be tiptoeing around the devil. You better put your foot on the enemy's neck. All right. Whatever that enemy, whatever that Goliath, whatever that giant may look like in your life. In my case, amongst other things, for right now, the most alarming thing that I've been dealing with is just this gangstalking, just all these signs and synchronations that I've been receiving from spirit. But not only that, but just what I was once thinking and just attesting to, what is the word I'm looking for? Excuse me, you guys. Coincidence has now shown me a totally different probability, and I definitely want to come on here more often, you guys, and share. Like, I'm not gonna let the enemy silence me, because for a while there, I didn't want to talk about this anymore, because I knew what type of attention it was bringing to myself. Not only positive, from the other targeted individuals, the other chosen beings of light and love, and all that good stuff, but it was bringing a lot of negative attention my way. Like, it's funny, because let me tell you guys something. You're always being watched too. I had a family member one time ask me, they were like, mind you, this family member has never shared any of my YouTube videos, knows of the channel, And the reason why is because it's funny. I'll talk about something in a video that I know that I talked about, and this family member will say something indicating that they watched it, but yet they will never mention, like if I talk about the channel, they'll never mention supporting it. They'll never say, hey, good job, way to go. Wow, you inspire me, or wow, I'm proud of you. And I'm not saying I look for any of that too. So you all don't get it misconstrued. I'm just saying, all right? Because you got to be weary of these people, and you got to be on to them before they're on to you. Because they watch everything you do. They listen to everything you say, right? They think they know you better than you know yourself. But little do they know, not only are they watching you, but they are being watched. Okay? And you have a divine circle of protection around you at all times that cannot be penetrated by no mere enemy, by no mere demon. Okay, so like I was saying, this said individual was like, aren't you afraid that people will laugh at you? Referring to, I don't know which video this person was referring to. It went from not watching my channel at all to now you're wondering if people will laugh at me. Because this person was laughing at me. Probably with other people, a part of my family. But I don't care. I don't. I embrace the hate. I embrace the mockery. Because guess what? I'm about to make a whole bunch of believers out of them folks. I'm about to make a whole bunch of believers out of them folks who doubted me. Okay, who treated me some kind of way because I was chosen. Because I was full of light. Because I am an empath. Because I'm a highly sensitive person. Because I am a goddess. I have God in me. I serve God the Most High. I have power. What is this fucking word? Excuse me, you guys. What is the word I'm looking for? I have power and crap. It's a really good word I wanted to use, you guys. Dominion, yes. Power and dominion over my life. And so to touch back on to what that family member said about me, they know who they are. And guess what? I don't care. Because it be these same people trying to do anything in their power to reattach themselves to you once them towers start to fall, though. Once spirit whip right back around. What's that song by Willow Smith? Whip your head back and forth. Yeah, when the spirit whip its head back and forth and whip these people back in tip-top shape. That's when they want to start running to you and calling themselves trying to believe in you now. But wasn't you just crazy, insane, and out of your mind? It's crazy, you all. I'm glad that I have been set apart. I embrace the fact that I don't have any friends. The only one and true real friend that I can say was an actual real friend of mine was my best friend who passed away. That was the realest person I have ever met in my life. I took my brand new pair of shoes off my feet when I was in the 6th grade, when I was getting made fun of at school for not having the cool shoes. I took those shoes off of my feet and gave them to my best friend because I knew she'd do the same for me. And I put on them same feelers that I was getting made fun of for. And that was my only friend. Excuse me, you guys. This is just a painful memory for me to be bringing up. But that was my only friend. But yeah, you're going to be targeted because you are just not like them. You're not. They're not into what you're into, and what you're into has to do with your greater good, has to do with your divine assignment, has to do with what God has called you to do. You're not into drama. You're not into living for the world. You're not into being a follower, a sheep. You're not into being led by other followers and sheep. You're meant to be set apart. You were chosen. Of course you are going to be gang stalked. These people see you and they know who you are. Let me tell you guys something that my 7-year-old daughter said the other day that made me almost drop to my knees, but I had to compose myself because I remind my kids how powerful we are, okay? But I be having to compose myself because you gotta break it down to their level of understanding. You can't just give it to them all at once, okay? This little girl here, it's in my notes. I'm gonna pull this up, share this with y'all, and then I'm getting off here. But she said, this was a day before when I did that, fuck it, I'm going to come out and say it. I am the glitch in the matrix. So this was before, this was like, let me see, she said. Okay, she said this the day after I made those lyrics. So she said, they're on to us. They see us transforming ourselves. It's our superpower. I'll say it again. They're on to us. They see us transforming ourselves. It's our superpower. My hand to God, he can strike me if I'm lying right now. I'll fall to my knees if I'm lying right now. When my daughter said this, I swear, I'm telling you, I teleported. I'm telling you. Because that is the truth. They're on to us. They see us transforming ourselves. It's our superpower. Out the mouth of babes, though. Out of a 7-year-old's mouth. And I was letting her be because you know how kids be like, having their little imaginary friends, they be playing and they just be saying little stuff. Well, when she said that, like I said, I had to compose myself. I had to bring it back there. But this was a hard video, you guys, to do. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that I was gonna be triggered to discuss a very, very painful memory of mine regarding my best friend and just the same reciprocal love that we had for one another. But certainly, mostly, what I have received and gotten out of this was just a pleasure to raise your awareness as it applies and as it suggests that you may or may not be being gang stalked right now. A lot of chosen ones are being heavily monitored right now, heavily monitored. But I'm not afraid anymore. I don't care. Like, I'm tired of biting my tongue. I'm tired of being afraid of, oh, well, what are people going to think and all that. Like, I really don't care because don't nobody know what I go through on a daily basis. I share with you all just a piece of my life. That's another thing. People will try to think they know you based off of what you shared with them. You only know a piece, a little piece, not even a crumb. So don't get it twisted. But anywho, if you enjoyed this message, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, the goal for the ending of this month is 1K subscribers. I'm certain that we can still do it. I trust in that. So definitely be sure to share this video with other targeted individuals on any online forums, online support groups that are dealing with this. You are not alone. You are not crazy. Do not feel ashamed based off of your experiences and or your awareness to perceive what it is that is happening to you. Your ability to decipher spiritual warfare is unfounded. And that's why these people are afraid of you. But until next time, peace, love, light, and healing to all of the Most High's chosen vessels. Yes, you may be targeted, but guess what? You have become empowered. Okay, you are transforming, and that's why they're onto you. Peace.